K9 Design is one of the only mobile dog grooming companies in Utah County. If you don't want to fall ill this Christmas, then share a festive kiss. These turkeys here may look like a lot, but they will only last a day and a half. A kiss or two on the cheek in greeting might seem a little foreign for some, but if you want to stay healthy this Christmas, it may be time to pucker up. A new study out says a quick kiss to the cheek is far less infectious than the common handshake.
When you're talking about bacteria, you're talking about, possibly millions of bacteria on your hands.
Experts say it's important to know how to properly wash your hands to remove all of the germs.
The best way to wash your hands is with a lot of friction between your hands, because bacteria have a lot of mechanisms for adhering to surfaces, and so the friction helps to get them off of your hands.
But BYU student Aliona Humphreys says she thinks a handshake is more sanitary than a friendly kiss to the cheek.
Just because when you get to kiss someone, you might breathe on that person's face. That person can breathe on your face.
And there are still some who would risk getting sick to avoid a little smooch.
Would you ever kiss a guy on the cheek to say hello?
No.
No. Why not?
What circumstance?
And others won't let the flu scare them away from kissing under the mistletoe this Christmas.
Oh, I'm never reluctant to kiss under the mistletoe.
Tiffany Evans, BYU Daily News, Provo.
I'm Tiffany Evans here at the Orem City Center, where mayoral candidate Philip Hornberger was a no-show. While he may have lost by a landslide, some are still disappointed.
I think we need a change.
Nada Stevenson was among the minority as Hornberger received only 25% of the vote. Hornberger hoped to decrease the amount of debt that Orem currently has.
And I think he would maybe try to get us out of the bondage that we're in.
Hornberger was out campaigning yesterday afternoon, but did not join his fellow candidates at the Orem City Center. Stevenson is still crossing her fingers that he'll make another attempt for office.
I hope he'll run again. I hope he doesn't give up that easy.
Tiffany Evans, BYU Daily News, Orem. It's that time of year again not to just give thanks, but to give a little back to the community through the BYU versus U of U annual food drive.
So it's kind of the build up, get the spirit of competition rolling.
The food drive begins 2 weeks before BYU and the U face each other on the gridiron November 28th.
Students are getting excited to beat the U off the field as well as on the field.
But this is not just a rivalry between two schools. By donating a simple can of food or giving $1, students from both schools can unite and help the community. And there are plenty of families in need of a little help this holiday season.
We're seeing almost 100% increase over last year of families coming in for food.
These turkeys here may look like a lot, but they will only last a day and a half. Both schools work to put this rivalry to use and bring some good out of it.
At the end of the day, it's a football game. But for a lot of people out there, by the help of this football game and the rivalry, you can make their holiday season a lot brighter.
Tiffany Evans, BYU Daily News, Provo. 2 weeks ago, Cheyenne Dolly experienced flu-like symptoms that wouldn't go away.
And so finally I spoke to a doctor on the phone and told him all my symptoms and everything like that. And he said that I had swine flu.
After being prescribed Tamiflu, Cheyenne went online in search for a better deal and found something claiming to be a Tamiflu replacement. But there was one problem.
It's kind of weird that it was made in India, so we just decided to fork out the money and pay for the prescription. That way we weren't dealing with something that either didn't work or caused worse side effects or something.
The FDA recently purchased and analyzed several products represented as Tamiflu online, which may pose a risk to patients. Tamiflu is not a vaccination to prevent swine flu. It's a pill taken for treating the virus. Experts warn about buying prescription medication without the actual prescription.
Sometimes people can get themselves into trouble because they're either counterindications, they got other medications that conflict with the medication.
And they say that's why prescription medication should only be purchased through a legitimate pharmacy.
So if you're not going through a reputable organization, you kind of take your chances of what you actually get.
Local pharmacists say that when you work through them, you work with people who follow federal regulations to the letter.
Well, the problem with it not being FDA regulated is you don't know if it's been kept under the conditions it needs to be, or if it's an expired drug, or if it's the actual drug.